They had this big old used book stand that the first day it opened was just mobbed with people. And like I went to go get Ray after work, and she got off at 5, but then and the carnival thing started at 6. So he just sat there for a little bit. And then once like 6 happened, people just came out of nowhere and mobbed those books.
What?
Whoa, really?
Mm-hmm. That's what. Did you see my one snap of the Uncle Wiggly game?
Yeah.
That was at that stand.
Oh. Now
What is
I
that?
understand.
I don't know. I didn't like open it up and look at it. It was in. There was like this one little. There were like 2 little cardboard boxes of board games, and like I had peeked in there to see if there was anything interesting, because I saw a box that said Shimmer, but I only saw the MMER, and I was like, "Holy crap! Is that Warhammer?" But it wasn't. And then then whenever I went to go look, I saw Uncle Wiggly game.
Uncle Wiggly.
It just has a rabbit on the front. I have no idea what it's supposed to be.
Did you do you have to pay admission to go into the carnival?
No,
Or
it's
do
just
they just
a
like
little...
say like, come on in, just spend all your money here?
Yeah, it was just a little community carnival. Like the rides they set up were, it was from a group that like, you know, travels around and does it.
Yeah.
And like the rides were actually like pretty big for a carnival. Like, you know, the paratrooper at Kennywood?
Yeah.
They had one of those, like a full-sized one of those.
Oh, wow. That's...
Yeah, so they had some. I didn't go on any of the rides because, I don't know, carnival rides are dumb and sometimes dangerous.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
We just ate food.
That's awesome.
Well, that's cool.
Yep.
I would have totally asked a lot of questions about that Uncle Wiggly.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of didn't want to bring it to anybody else's attention.
You should have haggled with him. It's like, all right, how much for the Uncle Wiggly?
You let me walk away with this. I don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that
That's
was the
cool.
carnival.
That's pretty cool.
Do you gamble?
They didn't have Oh, they had bingo though.
Ooh.
I didn't play any, but whenever we were walking through, because there are apartments right across the street, Ray was like, "Oh, how exciting! You to have a carnival like right across the street from where you live." And like, then we walked by 2 people sitting on their stoop, just like holding their heads in their hands. Like, why? Like literally, because they had to listen to a bingo caller for 4 days.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that would be a little mad.
Can you imagine just having in the background a bingo caller constantly for 4 days?
My god.
Maybe they just started printing out their own cards and just kind of like played along.
Just run over there and be like, bingo! Fucking bingo!
Yeah, we got a good bingo.
That's it.
Very nice.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
I haven't seen a carnival anywhere around me,
Yeah.
but I don't go too far away. They should have one downtown. They have like a lot of stuff going on downtown Greenville, but I haven't seen any like carnival type thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know up in Danbury there's the Danbury Fair Mall that has, I guess, presumably the Danbury Fair outside of it. That it's like a carnival with, I don't know if it had rides as large as what you're talking about, RJ, but they definitely looked equally unsafe. So I haven't gone on any of those, but they do have some nice funnel cake there. The best part about carnivals, just getting a funnel cake and
Chicken on stick.
chicken on a stick, just anything on a stick. You can get like
There was this one little stall that was selling food, and it had advertised like egg rolls, lo mein, chicken. I think theirs was called chicken on a stick too, but it was different. Pad Thai, and I went up there because they had like a 3-thing like combo or something.
Yeah.
I was like, give me a lo mein because Ray likes lo mein. Give me Pad Thai.
Bet she does.
Oh yeah, Pad Thai, and give me one of the chickens.
Yeah.
And it was literally like like the most white people version of like Asian food ever.
Oh my
It had
gosh.
like those cubed carrots and peas in the Pad Thai.
Oh my god.
No peanut or anything to speak of.
No
They
peanut.
just poured a
Pad
cup
Thai.
of noodles.
The,
in
the
a
lo
big
mein
bowl.
was spaghetti.
Oh
No,
my
you
God.
gotta be kidding.
The chicken was actually good though.
How do you call something pad thai and not have like a single peanut in it? How do you call something lo mein without? Oh my god!
It was literally boxed spaghetti.
It should have. They should have served it on a stick, and then it would have made sense.
Have you gone to any Renaissance fairs recently, RJ?
Nope. I know because the Pittsburgh Run Affair just happened.
Oh, really? There's what? How close are you to North? You're not close to North Carolina at all, are you? Okay, because they have a really good one. But so have you only gone to the Pittsburgh one?
I've gone to the Pittsburgh one many times.
Okay, what kind of food do you like getting there?
The turkey leg?
Yeah,
It's the only thing you get there.
I got that once, but I waited until like kind of like the end of like our visit there, and I like wasn't super hungry, so I was just eating this like super greasy like, and like I wasn't even hungry.
Every time we go, we wear costumes too, and I always have like puffy sleeves. You're holding this big greasy hunk of meat, and then you're just trying to like not get your sleeves in it and shit.
Yeah.
Because whenever we used to go, we started going in high school, and that was back in the days where like if I went somewhere, like I'd have $10 and that's it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so the one thing I would always buy, even though it's like at least like $6, it might even be $8 now, was a turkey leg.
Oh my god!
I didn't buy anything else. That $10 was for my one turkey leg for the day. No drinks. In hot as fuck August when you're in costume and stuff, you get the turkey leg. We would fucking die at the Ren Fair because we'd just be sweating so bad. None of us had any money, so there was one year Devin and Alex went and begged the king if they could borrow $5 each, and he gave it to them.
Oh my god!
And then like a year or two later, they went back and they kneeled before him. They're like, "Oh, grateful king, here's our $10 you loaned us long ago," and it was still the same guy and everything.
No way.
That's awesome. But yeah, we go like twice a year at least, and we saw a really awesome glass blowing demonstration in it was like a shop, like a glass blowing shop, like an old one.
Wow.
And, like, this dude was like making like cool like statues and jugs, and like he was like twirling around a big staff with like a red hot like ball of glass on the end of it. It was like so crazy.
Oh, that's awesome. I assume he was like selling the stuff he was making too, right?
Yeah, he was like he made the thing, and it takes like 12 hours to actually like cool down properly, but like he was selling all sorts of stuff, and and it is really cool. It's fun to go there and like support these people. And, like we buy like pottery from them and like, you know, cool clothes and stuff. So, and every time we go, I always dress up in the same thing. I just kind of like have like a very classic like tunic kind of looking thing, and Emily always like kind of changes her stuff up, and she always gets compliments on it, even though she like hand makes it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, there will be people walking around with like clothes that they bought, and Emily like made a dress recently that was like really awesome, and like everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, where did you get that?" And she's like, "I made it," and they're like, "What?"
Wow,
so
that's awesome.
That it's always really fun putting an outfit together.
Yeah, very cool.
So you guys want to talk about Pokemon cards today?
We could certainly do that. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon cards lately.
Have you?
Yeah, well, on the Game Boy, the old game. I tried getting the trading card game online on my phone. I know RJ had mentioned that you can do some voodoo to I guess emulate like a tablet on your phone or something. I don't know. I didn't quite figure that out. And
it's just a little voodoo. I'll send you a link.
Okay.
You'll click it. It'll give you all the voodoo you need.
It'll give me okay. It's strictly voodoo, right? It's none of that evil stuff.
Yeah. It's all mild voodoo. I'll copy pasteable voodoo.
That's the best kind of voodoo.
So is this kind of like? Is there a lot of different like Pokemon trading card stuff out right now, or are you kind of talking about like one of the more popular ones?
So what Paul was talking about? Paul said was playing the Game Boy game, right?
Right.
Yeah, and it's literally pretty much just a regular Pokemon game, but instead of battling people with Pokemon, you play them with cards.
Right.
Isn't that how it works, Paul?
Yeah, and you follow the trading card game rules which is I would imagine it's loosely based on Magic. It seems very based on on Magic the Gathering, and I'm sure other card games like that where you uh, instead of mana you have these different energy cards for your Pokemon that you have to I guess tap and use your well, I guess you don't really tap them in this game, but you apply energy to your Pokemon to allow them to attack instead of just in the RPGs. You can just attack any move that you know. It does have those trading card game rules to it, but yeah, the Game Boy game itself is very similar to the RPGs that you go to like 8 different gyms and you get 8 different medals, and then you go to like I don't think they're called the Elite Four. They're called like the Grand Masters or something like that. And you have to beat the 4 of those guys.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon game,
It's a
but instead
Pokemon
of
game.
you just play cards.
Yep. Yeah. And for beating each trainer, you don't get like any items or anything. You just get booster packs, and each booster pack is presumably random, but I don't know. It was back in the days of the Game Boy, so there probably are set booster packs that you just get. I don't know, but I'm sure the current game is updated and you get all sorts of things. But yeah, the old Game Boy game that I'm playing is just the original 151 Pokemon, and you just collect them all and build your decks. And I can't remember how many decks you can have. I think there are 4 slots. There might be more than 4. But you can just swap different decks depending on who you're playing and what type of Pokemon you want to use at that time. And I don't know. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Wait, so was this a game for the Game Boy that was released a while ago?
Oh yeah, yeah. This was
okay.
way
So
back in the day.
so in addition to like the Pokemon games like Red, Blue, like all that kind of stuff,
yeah.
they actually released like a Pokemon trading card game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Back
whenever
in
I
like
was a
96
kid,
or 97 or whatever.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I didn't own it, but my neighbors did.
Yeah.
And then like whenever with other kids in their games, like you're looking through like their pile to see what they got. You're like, oh, what's this? So Pokemon, can I play this? And then I just put it in, and I was like, holy crap, this is a whole like standalone Pokemon game.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
I had no idea about, and I played the whole thing, and then like that actually taught me how to play the card game.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, no one played the card game; they just collected them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think anybody none of our friends for sure knew how to play the game or anything. You just kind of collected them. But,
yeah, so that game kind of, after I played it, I was like, you can actually play a game with these cards. Like,
yeah.
someone
Yeah,
actually
definitely.
did put thought into this. It's not just little pictures
Yeah,
that
exactly.
that you collect,
I shouldn't just throw away every Bill card that I get. Fucking Bill.
Yeah.
He was everywhere.
Every what card?
They're one of the so they're called trainer cards that are just the supplemental cards that help your deck, to either you shuffle your cards and search for a new card and all sorts of different things. And anyway, there was a Bill card, just named after just Bill from
Bill!
yeah, exactly. It's just Bill. And that trainer card allows you to draw 2 cards, and that's like the only word, like the only phrasing that was even on the card. It was just Bill and draw 2 cards, and I was like, well, that's kind of a dumb card, so I'd just throw them away every now and then.
Pokemon cards these days, they've added a whole lot more.
Yeah.
And like drawing in Pokemon is like the most important thing in
Yes.
the game. Like it's all about
me.
drawing cards and getting what you need at the time.
And getting maybe not the biggest hand possible, but just as many, like, you got to get what you need kind of thing. And the way to do that is just drawing cards, yeah.
Well, like we've kind of talked about before, I've never played any type of like trading card or like card game. Like I didn't get into Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic or anything like that.
Yeah.
So like I'm sure it's not too complicated, but like can you quickly walk me through how like this card game in particular, but I guess like how these other card games kind of work?
I can try.
Yeah, go for it.
So
the listeners at home will try and follow along.
It's hard to explain a card game without any visuals.
That is very true.
In Pokemon, you have a deck of cards, and in Pokemon you need 60. It needs to be a 60 card deck. And within that deck, you're going to have Pokemon. you're going to have energies, and you're going to have trainers. And trainer cards, like Paul mentioned before, they're kind of like in Yu-Gi-Oh, the equivalent would be like, magic cards. They're like spells, pretty much. They let you draw things. They let you power up your Pokemon. They let you heal them. They're like the utility card. And then the Pokemon are pretty much, the most important part. And how it works is at any one time, both players will have an active Pokemon. It's the Pokemon that is currently fighting. And then you have a bench that you can put 5 other Pokemon on. And so you start off, the first thing you do, you make an active Pokemon. You put any Pokemon you want on your bench. But the key is that you can't put down evolution Pokemon. You have to put down basic Pokemon. And then after you put them down a turn later, if you have an evolution card in your hand, you can throw it down. And so the Pokemon have moves that do damage. And to do these moves, you have energy cards. They come in the different types. Like there's fire energy, grass energy, water energy. And on your little Pokemon card, there'll be usually at least one, usually like 2 or 3 for the big ones, different moves. And they'll have an energy cost next to them. And once you put that many energies on your Pokemon, you can use that move. But you're only allowed to put 1 energy down a turn. So you have to like charge them up. You have to be building them. You have to like, have the strategy to start investing in this guy and charge him up because I'm going to need him and stuff.
Right.
And so
you can fight with multiple Pokemon at once?
Yeah, you can switch them out.
Yeah, you can
Each
switch
Pokemon
them out.
also you'll see on the card has a retreat cost. And it'll say retreat, and then it'll have like 1 little symbol, 2, sometimes none. That's how many energies you have to discard off of it if you want to retreat it.
Right.
So you can switch them through.
Yeah. And ultimately, yeah, so you have the 1 active Pokemon, so you only ever have 1 active, unless the rules have changed for like newer generations. I don't think it has. That you only ever have the 1 active Pokemon, and then, like RJ was saying, you can switch it out for any sort of Pokemon on your bench.
And the goal of the game is each person has 6 prize cards, and every time you knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon, you get to take a prize card. And so once you pick up all 6 prize cards, or your opponent doesn't have any Pokemon left, you win.
Yep. Yeah, and so it's either or, like you said, that either you draw all 6 prize cards, or your Pokemon, your opponent doesn't have any Pokemon left on their bench to replace an active Pokemon or anything like that. Yeah. That's
That's
pretty much the basics.
Can you win cards from other people? Is that like on the side where you have to like bet your Pokemon
I have,
on a game?
I have heard of people setting prizes for the other player. Like
I did that as a kid.
Yeah, instead of placing, so your prizes are typically, they come from your own 60 card deck that you'd place 6 cards down that you'll just gradually turn over, but you could place 6 of your, those 6 cards for your opponent, and they get to keep those cards.
Yeah, I remember kids would do that.
Yeah, but otherwise
these days we play for money.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, in terms of like, within the rules of the game kind of thing, that's probably the easiest way of battling for somebody else's card.
Okay. Now, do all these rules still apply in the online game that you're playing, RJ?
Yeah, the online game's exactly the same. But the nice thing,
really?
Yeah, the nice thing about the online game is that like, if you're playing with a friend and you two don't really know the rules, you might have to stop and be like, okay, wait, what happens next? Or you might have to be like, wait, how does this resolve? Or something like that. Online, like, you have the computer refereeing your whole match. Like, it doesn't let you do something if you can't do something.
Yeah.
And if something's supposed to happen a certain way because of the rules, it happens that certain way. Like if I'm playing and I'm not really sure what this card does, I don't have to ask my opponent like, okay, wait, what's going to happen if I do this? I can just throw it down and see what happens.
Right. And that's the same thing, naturally the same thing with the Game Boy game. So if, that's a pretty decent way, like if you are interested listeners out there, or you, Kenny, or anybody, if you are interested in learning, I know that the Game Boy game had a pretty decent like tutorial system, and it's like RJ's saying about the current game, that it's not going to let you do something that you couldn't already do, and it's going to automatically do things, like a coin flip for paralysis or anything like that. It's going to do these things automatically, which will teach you how things work, and what the right order of, the order of operations, so to speak, what you can do before you do something else, all during a given turn.
So if you want to learn, go start playing Pokemon Train Card Game online right now. If you're a filthy Gen 1er and want to learn, go get a damn Game Boy Color out of your dusty old basement, go on eBay, buy this game, have it shipped to you, get ripped off, go buy another game, have that shipped to you, and play it, and then get disappointed because your Game Boy Color doesn't even have a backlight.
Yeah.
But you're a Gen 1er, what do you care?
Hey, it's a classic of our
SP.
generation. Yeah, exactly. Maybe play it on the SP.
Yeah. So, is there anything that, like, maybe you think that they could do to change the game at all, since it's been kind of, like, one way for such a long time?
They've
like,
added a lot of stuff.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
Haven't they added, like, I seem to remember them adding, like, stadium cards, and I don't know, there were a couple of different, like, trainer cards, but, like, they were, like, field-changing cards. I don't know, RJ, you might be able to specify on that.
So, Pokemon cards, honestly, like, I played Magic, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! In the past. Pokemon cards are the most beautiful trading cards I have ever seen.
Really? Even more than, like, Magic and stuff like that?
Magic has the best art, but Pokemon cards are just amazing.
Oh, okay.
Like, so there are these things called Pokemon EX, and they're basically, most of the time they're like, you can have a Charizard EX, and you don't have to evolve it up. You can throw it down immediately. And its moves are usually pretty damn good. Its HP is usually high. They're just really good Pokemon that are basic, that you don't have to evolve.
Really?
But if
they're basic.
Yes, they're basic. But if your opponent knocks one out, they could take 2 prize cards.
Oh, that's crazy.
And some of them, they're called full arts. So you know how Pokemon cards, they have the little window with a picture in it, then like the rules and stuff below it. The full arts, the whole card is one picture, and it's holographic, and it has all these textures, and it's shiny as fuck, and it's just beautiful.
Huh.
Like, go look some of them up. They're crazy, and they're even crazier to see in real life because they have, like, holographic effects and stuff.
Yeah.
I was always kind of confused with those, because I was like, is this a real card? Like, when I got, like, the Pokemon movie, it was like, it comes with a Mewtwo. And I'm like, what? And I opened it, and I'm like, wait a second, is this a real card? Because it was, like, made out of, like, literally, like, office paper. So, like, when I would see cards like that, I'd be like, is this part of a different game? Or, like, is there, like, I don't even know how I would use this. Or is it, like, fake or something like that?
No, I mean, I
don't know. I don't remember those movie ones.
I would imagine. Oh, I do remember getting the Mewtwo from
it came
seeing
in the VHS.
the first movie. Yeah, it did. But I think, I mean, I would imagine that's legit. I don't know what.
Yeah, I mean, those cards are playable, at least back then when they came out.
Right. Yeah.
They still have, like, promo. They're called promo cards.
Yeah.
And usually they're just, a lot of times there'll be cards that are already in print, but this one looks different or has different art, and it has a little symbol. Like, I know for Magic, when you go to a pre-release, you usually get a promo card, and it has, it's holographic. It has art that's not, typical.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be different art, and then it'll have a little, like, golden stamp in the corner that has the pre-release date on it.
Huh. That's cool.
So sometimes, they do give away little promo cards like that.
Yeah.
Magic does it at pre-releases and tournaments and stuff. Pokemon does it at movies and children's parties.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't imagine there's the level. I can't imagine there's the level of like professional playing in the Pokemon card.
Oh, there
world. Is there really?
Worlds just happened.
Really?
Yes,
okay,
there is a world champion of Pokemon.
Jesus.
Both the game and the TCG.
That's crazy. All right, I will eat my word then.
People take this
Yum.
seriously,
They clearly do then. That's awesome though, because I mean it is a real game though. Like it's not like it's just like, it's not like you're sitting here and playing it and you're like, this is meant for kids or anything. Like it probably is meant for kids, but still like it works and it is a real game and it works very well and it's a lot of fun.
Exactly.
Huh. So having played both, like having played Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic and Hearthstone and all those different kind of things, uh, even though there's been changes over the years, I guess, to the Pokemon trading card game a little bit, like, is there anything that you would like that to be implemented into Pokemon that you've seen in other card games, or maybe something that like not a lot of people do, but something that kind of like, I don't know, either make it more competitive or easier to follow or like more complicated or anything like that?
Mm, Pokemon, like the card game, it does seem pretty balanced. It does seem all right. I can't think of anything I would want to see in it. Like I don't know, like I haven't been playing that long, so I don't know like the real inner workings and mechanics of it like that well. But there's nothing I can think of that like it's missing or anything. It's definitely like a well crafted game. Like it's been around for how long and stuff. They seem to know what they're doing as far as like what cards they print and how the game works and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't think I don't know. I can't really think of much better of a way. The only thing I could think of is with like the coin flipping mechanism, but I think that's like, it kind of is relatively 50-50, like in terms of, you perform an attack and there's a chance it might paralyze the Pokemon or something. So you flip a coin and
Yeah,
heads
yeah.
it paralyzes it, tails it doesn't, and
A
different
lot of
things
the
like
cards
that.
effects, like pretty much all of like the card effects that have some chance written into them use
Right,
coin flips,
right. And I mean
which
I don't really know of a better way to do it.
yeah, and like Pokemon's always had like an RNG aspect to it. That's why some people can't stand it.
Yeah.
But so it's definitely true to what it is. But for a
What do you
card
mean by
game, what else?
RNG?
There's a lot of random chance and dice rolls in Pokemon that piss some people off, like to the point where they can't play it. But I think it's part of the game. Like like it's
It
all into that risk assessment and taking a chance and stuff. It does make it fun.
Yeah, and it
But
and it sticks
some
true to
people
the
don't want
source
to have fun.
material.
Some
Like,
people just want to win all the time, no matter what.
yeah, and yeah, like it does. It sticks to the source material, and it could easily get rid of some of those things. Get rid of any sort of like all the attacks that are like fury swipes and double slap and all those different multiple attacks that for each attack you flip a coin and it does 10 damage times the number of heads or something like that. Like there are ways around that, but
It's part of the strategy.
it's
You got
part
to
of it.
invest in what the chances and risks are. You got
Exactly.
to choose. You got to choose that. That's why I like
If
Pokemon.
yeah,
Pokemon is absolutely and 100% a game of knowledge.
knowledge,
Knowledge.
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 Because if you know what the risks are, and you know what the chances are, and you know what the rewards are, and the more you know, the better you are at Pokemon. It's true, and it's why I enjoy it.
There you go. Well, so, um, you know how like in Hearthstone, you're kind of like given class decks or you build class decks?
Yeah.
Well, do you see like would that make Pokemon like a bit different or like more fun if you said like you got to stick to like grass type for this one round or like you can only, you have to stick to a certain kind of theme of deck?
Well, how the reason Hearthstone is like that, so Hearthstone is designed to be quick and simple. It's designed to be a mobile game. It's designed to, a Hearthstone match, I think I mentioned this last time. Hearthstone match will go like 10, 15 minutes. Pokemon match can go like 30, 45 minutes, And so like they're kind of built differently. Like Hearthstone has those classes, so it makes it's kind of simplifying. In Pokemon, you can still like do themes. You can still make a grass deck. You can still make a deck based around this gimmick.
Yeah.
You know,
That's typically what I do anyway in the games. That I
Yeah,
just
that's what's fun to do about card games is all the gimmicks and all the combos and stuff you can find.
yeah, you can do what you wish.
Hearthstone takes a little bit of that away. Not really, because it's really just you're you're choosing. You have to specialize,
Hmm.
and by having cards um, that are only available to one class, fighting another class that doesn't have those cards available keeps it fresh every single time.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like it playing mage, like you don't have to worry about um, having to choose different stuff all the time because you're not. It's a different meta. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. I wonder, do you think if someone wanted to get into like trading card games that this would be kind of like a good first game to get into?
If you want to get into card games in general, just go start with Magic. It might
Really?
be a little more complicated, but every single card game you ever play after that, you'll be like, oh, so it's like this from Magic.
Yeah. That's
Magic's
that's
like
pretty
the
true.
Oh,
Magic's like the big Papa Daddy of card games.
Yeah. The rest are all just imitators.
Maybe a little bit, but
Maybe.
it's like learning C++ as your first language. It might not be like the most straightforward and easiest, and it has these things that don't make sense, but it'll teach you programming in general better than most other languages.
it'll make MATLAB look like child's play.
Yeah, and so you'll be playing Magic, you play that for a while, you'll look at Pokemon cards and be like, oh, I got this. Watch one game, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you just start throwing cards in people's faces. And be like,
Exactly.
get out of here.
This
Exactly.
Charizard. Yeah.
So, in these like video games, is it? Do you collect them, or are you given a deck to play with and you kind of sort through it and play it the way that you want to?
Kind of both. Like at least again, at least in the Game Boy game, and I'm sure the online game is structured
Yeah,
in a
Paul, you
similar
can
way.
speak for the Game Boy game, and I'll speak for the
Gotcha.
TCGO.
Yeah, that the Game Boy game starts with it gives you can choose between, again, eerily similar to the RPG games, that you can choose between one of three decks as a starter deck: a Charmander and Friends, a Bulbasaur and Friends, and a Squirtle and Friends deck. And
How do I
how do
choose?
you choose? There is no three-sided coin, but so so yeah, you pick one of those, and it gives you your 60 card deck, and it gives you something to start with. That 60 card deck might be made up of the proper ratio, whatever it is, of like 20 to 25 energy cards, and like 10 trainer cards, and then like 20 Pokemon cards, kind of thing. And there are enough cards in there to get you started, and then again, as you beat trainers, some of the easier ones, you get more booster packs. I know there's one specific guy that you can just keep spamming and keep beating this guy, and he gives you a booster pack just filled with straight energy cards, which is really useful for deck building. And you just keep on getting these cards, and then you just build more decks gradually, and you can adjust, of course. Like, say for instance, so I started with my Bulbasaur and Friends deck, and
There you go.
yeah. And so it's not just set in stone, right? So you can log into your little PC in the game, and you can adjust you can change your decks pretty much on the fly. Even the starter deck, it's not set in stone. It's just there to get you to start, and then you can adjust it and swap cards one for one, or just totally rebuild. So
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's kind of, at least at the beginning, it gives you a common ground to start on. So even if you're new to the game, uh, you can just start playing right away. You don't really have to build a deck and just like wander around wondering what the hell you're doing.
Huh. Was there any functionality to like link Game Boys and play with other
Oh
people?
yeah. Yeah, you could do that. You could do there was something with like pop, like card pop or something like that, where you like find a friend, like every new person that you that you link up with your Game Boy, like you get a free card or something like that. I'm not entirely sure how it works because I didn't have many friends and I never did it. But but
That's okay, Paul. That's okay.
but you and that's like specifically what the game says. It's like, I get a lot of hopefully you know a lot of people that have this game and you can convince them to card pop with you and get all these like rare cards and things like that. But it's just one way to do it. And then otherwise, of course, you could just battle each other via the link cable. But I thought that was kind of interesting that they did have that.
Well, I suppose you'd kind of want to get to know somebody before you hand them the other end of your link cable.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a big commitment.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, there were some PSAs about that.
Yeah,
making sure you keep it clean out there with your Pokemon trading.
It's fucking Game Boy sluts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyways,
you just see them plugging it in and out to get all the cards over and over again.
Some
frickin'
people.
Cheaters, hacks.
But the TCGO works pretty much the same way.
Okay.
Except in the Game Boy game where you're walking around, playing a game.
Mm-hmm.
In the TCGO, they're the single player. I think I mentioned this last time too. They're just little. You just click on a picture of a computer and you play them, And they give you, I can't remember how many decks, but they give you some like starter decks. And as you play the single player people, they'll give you more cards for that deck. And then once you complete it, they'll give you a booster pack.
Okay.
And then once you complete it and they give you that booster pack, you can then take that deck and play with it versus others online. And I think last time I mentioned all the different ways to grind cards in that game, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh. That is pretty cool.
So we kind of talked, even throughout the episodes beforehand, like in the past, we've kind of brought up the card game and everything. Is there anything that necessarily like the card game, the trading card game, could have over Pokemon Go, where someone would be like, oh, I'd rather play the card game than use what Pokemon Go is coming up with?
Well, the card games actually takes skill,
Yeah, but
the card game. Yeah, the card game is significantly more of a it's more of a game and less of a it's not just collecting them all and just kind of something. The Pokemon has a much more mobile game, like phone game feel to it. That
it's more of a casual thing.
Yeah, it's very casual.
If they were to integrate, though, like some kind of battling mode, like if you could play with other people instead of just doing the gym thing and the collecting thing, do you think trading card games would still have something over it? Or do you think that this could be something that would be kind of like taking those mechanics and like applying it to a little bit more of like a social graphic, mobile friendly kind of way to go about it?
Honestly, I don't want them to add PvP battling to Pokemon Go. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it'll be very good. The battling is not good, but it's not a game that's made about battling.
Right.
If it was designed over battling, my Pokemon would get stronger from battling, but that's not how this game works. In this game, your Pokemon get stronger by catching other Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when people say fix the battle system, make me able to challenge my friends, that's not what the game's about.
Do you think that's really avoidable though? I feel like especially considering how public they're making the decline of Pokemon Go, the quick decline of its popularity already. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's really avoidable for them to with integrating the battling system, the new PvP battling system? Because eventually, they can keep adding Pokemon, I guess, which would take them a little while, especially if they did it maybe twice a year or so. But
the only
I feel like
way
eventually
I would want to see PvP battling is if the actual PvP battles are totally different.
Yeah, not just mashing your finger on a screen kind of thing.
If they add some sort of turn-based battling,
that
would be fine. But there's a reason they don't have turn-based battling for gyms is because you don't want to sit in public under a gym for 30 minutes,
Right.
Even though sometimes you do when you're just tapping. But you'd have to do that every single time.
That makes sense. But what if it was a way that you could do it over like online or something? Like if me and you could like be like, "Hey, do you want to battle right now?" and just like get our phones and
No,
be able to do
if you
that.
want to actually play Pokemon and battle and have fun battling, get the game or go on Pokemon Showdown. Like Pokemon Showdown's free. Like you can do it.
Right.
Kenny, do you want to play Pokemon Showdown?
What is that?
Isn't that
Oh
like the
boy.
Pokemon Stadium kind of thing? Like
Yes,
like the
it's a
online
Pokemon.
stadium?
So there's this website called Smogon, Smogon, and if you go to their website, like it's like serious, like competitive, like Pokemon battling. They have lists of like all the sets on their website. They have tier lists. And they made their own little emulator, and you can go in and you can choose your Pokemon. You can give them what stats you want them to have. You can give them what moves you want them to have. They're max level, and you can just go on. You can battle people. It's
Jeez,
completely free. I completely recommend it.
When the heck was this website created?
A long time ago.
Yeah, I could tell.
If you want to play all the time, I will play with you all the time because
Do you have to create,
nobody
like, an
else
account and
plays it.
stuff?
If you do make an account, it might be one of those things where you just type in the name. Like you don't have an email, you just have a name, and it's like reserved for you.
Huh. We might have to get this going, and maybe the next episode.
Please.
I mean, it's Pokemon, and it's out there, so we have to cover it.
We have to.
Good.
Okay, maybe that'll be in store for next episode. Maybe we'll check this out and see what this is all about, and I'll shake off the dust of this non-Pokemon training.
You'll learn
self.
the real shit.
Oh, I'm scared. Okay, huh? Man, I don't know if I can get past this website though. This UI is pretty basic.
Pretty basic.
I haven't been there in a long time, so I don't know.
Well, I doubt it's changed.
I'll teach you all the jargon and all the tacit knowledge and all the extreme expertise I have about this subject.
Wow. Well, that sounds good. Do you guys have anything else?
Oh, did you guys get anything new
Oh.
in Pokemon Go?
When I was in Pittsburgh, I was walking around looking at my wedding reception venue and talking to a bunch of vendors for my wedding, and I in downtown Pittsburgh found a ton of Pokemon Pokestops and stuff like that. My reception area is a Pokestop.
Nice.
Oh,
So
nice.
I will expect lures there the
Oh
whole
my
time.
god, that's gonna be awesome.
But walking around, I did find my first Geodude, and
Nice.
I got a Ghastly, which I've gotten once already, but I haven't seen him for like ever. So that was a big deal. But yeah, I caught.
That's cool.
Nice. Paul,
Yeah.
how's that beautiful subway?
Oh, it's still beautiful, let me tell you. Let's see, where did I really do I do go there a lot. So we got let's see, we got a couple of more Magikarp. I'm really starting to get a collection of Magikarps going that I don't know how many candies I have, but by now it's probably in the triple digits.
Oh, did you hear about the new thing they're adding next update?
What's that?
Talking about Magikarp remind me because they would be really useful for Magikarp.
Okay.
But they're adding this thing called Buddy Pokemon.
Buddy.
And what you can do is you can choose one of your Pokemon to be your buddy Pokemon, and it'll like display like with you, so people can see which Pokemon is your buddy Pokemon. And as you walk with that buddy, it'll give you candies of that type.
Get out of here.
Exactly.
Oh
so
my
if you make a
God.
Magikarp
Awesome.
your buddy, you'll start getting you can get that Gyarados.
I will
If you make a
definitely
Bulbasaur your
do
buddy,
that.
you can get that Venusaur.
Oh my god.
Wait, so it's gonna look like it's walking next to you, isn't it? Isn't that what they said?
I don't know. The one little
That's-
thing I read about it, I think it'll like show your sprite, like probably in your gym, like next to your name, it'll have a little sprite of your buddy Pokemon.
Huh.
Ah, okay.
That's it's kind of embarrassing to be walking next to a Magikarp, but that
People will know why you're doing it. and
people
they'll
will
respect
know, and they will
I
respect
feel like that's the only
shit.
one anyone's ever gonna use for the buddy Pokemon, at least at first.
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
Probably.
But yeah, otherwise there was a Squirtle hanging out behind the counter of the Subway that I did catch, and like kind of awkwardly while they were taking my order, I was just was in the stance and had the phone in front of me. And was like, no, right, I'm not letting the Squirtle get away from me. And then
should have gotten a picture of the Squirtle with the Subway dude.
I should. Oh yeah, his face was probably not too happy. Who knows? But then otherwise, yeah, I did hatch a Geodude. I didn't catch one. I hatched a Geodude this week, and I hatched another Ponyta. So I now have 2 Ponytas, and I've hatched both of them. But yeah, I guess I'm still keeping on my fitness goals. I guess.
There you go.
With getting a couple of miles in, getting some quick gains, some snacks.
Get those pokey
Get
gains.
those pokey snacks.
What about you, RJ? How's your fitness goals going?
Well, last week, I did go for a run.
No way.
On Saturday, I went to that lake.
Ooh.
I'm not bullshitting you. I actually did it.
Okay. I kind of believe you.
Well, see, I got another. The reason I went and I had the motivation to go was because I got another 10K egg.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And
how are you getting these 10K eggs? I've never gotten one.
I actually got my third one the other day.
When you hatch a lot of eggs, you can get a lot of eggs from Pokestops.
Oh, okay.
But last week I mentioned I was going to do a big lucky egg batch.
Yeah.
I ended up doing it.
Yeah.
And I totaled 65,800 experience.
Wow.
I jumped up to level 23.
That's significant.
And I have a list of all the new Pokemon that I got from it.
Holy
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I got a Nidorino, a Nidorino, a Wigglytuff, a Gloom, a Persian, a Golduck, a Kadabra, a Tentacruel, a Haunter, a Weezing, and a Seadra. And those were all brand new.
Nice.
That's glorious.
And at that carnival we were talking about earlier,
I
found a wild Snorlax.
Whoa.
Yeah, which I didn't even know could be wild.
That's crazy.
It's not too strong, but it's real big.
Was he hanging out next to the phone?
How long did it take you to go through for that egg session, that lucky egg session?
I wasn't timing it, but since it's 65,800, it's not an even doubled number,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I went over the timer.
Oh, huh.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Wow, that would take a lot of Pokemon.
I'm so that's how I bought the incubator for my 10K egg, because I actually made enough coins to buy the incubator with all my sick new pokes.
Whoa. Whoa.
Awesome. That's good to hear.
Yep.
You guys got anything else?
Any other things Pokemon related? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Besides this badass new game that we're gonna have to try out.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Well, it's gonna happen. So, thank you so much for listening. Make sure to leave a comment if you have any requests for topics, or you have any questions about Pokemon Go or Pokemon related awesomeness. We definitely want to hear your feedback. Like us and subscribe so we know if who's out there listening to us, and get us noticed by more people. Also check out the Facebook page. We're going to be posting new episodes there as well, and you can join us and leave comments there and share us with all your friends. So that's about it, I guess. All right, I'll talk to you guys next week.
Alrighty, talk to you next
week. Good night,
week.
babies.